Year 6 Maths Revision, Mixed Calculations and Topics. Spring 2, Video 1. There are 10 questions. For each number, you choose either A or B or do both. Pause the video while you work it out. When you are finished, press play and I will talk through the method and give the answer. So here we have 1A and 1B. You have to multiply a decimal. You can choose which one to do. Press pause and then we'll go through the answer together. Okay, 1A, 62.4, and we're going to multiply that by 2. We line up the most right digit with the other right digit, so the 4 and the 2, even though the 2 stands for 2 ones and the 4 stands for 4 tenths, we line them up. When we multiply, we put a decimal point in the answer box. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 6 is 12. So it's 124.8. Okay, 76.3 times 42. So this time we have a tens and a ones digit. So we do 76 point, sorry about the point there, 0.3. And we're timesing it by 42. So let's have the multiplication. We're going to draw our answer box and we need 2 rows because we have both tens and ones. We also need to put a decimal place and the bottom bit's where we're going to add it, so I'll put one there as well, and it only needs to go up to there. Okay then, 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 there, carry the 1. 2 times 7 is 14 plus 1, 15. Let's cross out the 2, and that carried 1. We'll put a 0 here. 4 times 3 is 12. A 2 here, or 1 here. 4 times 6 is 24, plus 1 is 25. So the 5 goes here, the 2 goes here. 4 times 7 is 28, plus 2 is 30. So it's 30. So that's 6. That's 4. 5 add 5 is 10. So 0 there, carry the 1. 1 add 1 is 2, and then 3. So it's 3,204.6. Now we have got some division. We've got by 5 or by 16. Press pause while you do that. Okay, let's do 2A first. So 6,925. And we're dividing by 5. So 5 goes into 6 once, carry the 1, which is left over, the remainder. 5 goes into 19 3 times, because that's 15. And then the extra 4, you carry that there to 42. Well, 5 goes into 42 8, because that's 40. Carry the 2. 5 goes into 25 5. So it's 1,385. Now this time it's by 16. Now I'm going to use the bus stop method for this one. I'm not going to use the chunking method on when we're doing this, I'll do a special video on that. So let's just write out our 16 times table. So it's 16, 32, 48, and then if we just do 48 add 16, 6 add 8 is 64. Let's just double check we've done that right. So 16 add 16 is 32, yeah? 32 add 16, 48. And then 48 add 16, 64. Okay, so 544. 16 goes into 5 0 times, and then we've got, carry the 5 across, we've got 54. So 16 goes into 54, 16, 32, it's going to be 48, so that's 3 times. And then from 48 to 54, we have a remainder of 6. So the 6 goes here, and then 16 goes into 64 4 times. So it's 34. Here you have to square these numbers. This little 2 means you times the number by itself. Press pause while you do that. Okay, 9 squared is 81. 6 squared is 36. 7 squared is 49. And a 10 squared, and tell you the answer, is 100. 4a and 4b, we have got multiplying a number by 10 and multiplying a number by 100. So think about your place value headings, press pause, and then we'll go through it together. Okay, so 53.7. I am going to have to write on here 53.7, and I'm going to write my place value headings. So that's my tens column, my ones column, and my tenths column. And we're multiplying by 10, so the digits are all going to move one place left. So my 5 is going to go here, my 3 here, and my 7 here. The digits move one place left because we're multiplying by 10. So it's 537. Okay, and on this side again, we have exactly the same. Tens, ones, and then a tenth in the tenths column. So let's put tens, 6 tenths in the tenths column, sorry. So 82.6, but this time we're multiplying by 100. So the digits are going to move 2 places left. So I'm just putting in 2 extra headings. So the 8 is going to go here, 2 here, 6 here, and then we're going to need a 0 here because there is nothing in the ones column. So it's 8,260, and we don't need the decimal point anymore. Okay, so we just multiplied by 10 and 100. Now we're going to divide by 10 and 100. So instead of moving left, the digits are going to move right. And you can tell how many places by how many zeros are either in 10 or 100. So have a go at doing that. Press pause, and then we'll do it together. Okay, so 5.25, we've got ones, we've got tenths, and we've got hundredths. So let's put that in there, 5.25. And the digits are going to move one place right, because we're dividing, so they move right, and 10 has 1 0. So the 5 goes here, the 2 goes here, the 5 goes here. We put a decimal point, so it's 0.525. This time we have tens, ones, and a tenth. So we'll put 85.3. The digits are going to move 2 places right. 3 goes here, 5 goes here, 8 goes here, 0.0. So it's 0.853. Okay, now you need to find fractions of these numbers. Press pause while you do that. Okay, so when we find fractions of a number, we divide by the denominator and we times the answer by the numerator. So we're going to divide that by 3. That's the denominator. 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into 8 2 times with a remainder of 2, and 3 goes into 27 9 times. Now we need to times 129. We need to times it by 2. 2 times 9 is 18, carry the 1. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 2 times 1, so it's 258. Over on this side, we are going to divide by 7. 7 goes into 4 0 times, carry the 4. 7 goes into 45 6 times, because it's 42 with a remainder of 3. And 7 goes into 35 5 times. So that's 65. And then we do 65 times 3. 3 times 5 is 15. Carry the 1. 3 times 6 is 18, plus 1 is 19. So it's 195. For this one, I'd like you to do both. You have a multiplication of a fraction by a whole number and a division of a fraction by a whole number. Press pause. Okay, Welcome back. So remember, when we multiply a fraction by a whole number, the denominator stays the same. We times the top. That's how we remember it. Times the top, alliteration. So 4 times 3 is 12. So 12 sixths. Now this is an improper fraction. If you've got 12 sixths, yeah, you get the tick. If you want to write it in its simplest form, 6 goes into 12 twice. So it's simply 2. Okay, let's look at this one now. When we divide, the numerator stays the same, and we times the whole number by the denominator, which is 72. 8 times 9 is 72. Now, we can write this in its simplest form because we can divide both the numbers by 2. I know that because 72 is an even number. So if I divide 2 by 2 is 1, and if I divide 72, now I know that 70 divided by 2 is 35, so 72 divided by 2 is 36. And we can't go any lower because 1 is the numerator and 1 cannot be simplified. So it's 2 72s is correct, or 1/36. Right, now we need to add and subtract some fractions. Please do them both. Press pause. Okay, welcome back. Now, we can't add these fractions because the denominators are different. Now, 5 is the bigger number. Is 5 a multiple of 3? No. That means I need to change them both. So I'm going to write out my 5s. 5, 10, 15. Now, I've spotted straight away there, 15. I know that 15 is a multiple of 3 because 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So 15 is my new denominator. I've not got much space here. Now, what did I do to 5? I times it by 3, so I do the same to the numerator. 3 times 3 is 9. What did I do to 3 to take it into 15? I times it by 5, so I do the same to the numerator. So 2 times 5 is 10. So that's 19 fifteenths. Now, 15 goes into 19 once. So if I'm simplifying this, let's choose a green now up here. 1 whole, and that leaves 4 fifteenths. And you can't simplify that any further. 19 fifteenths or 1 whole and 4 fifteenths are both correct. Right, 3 6 take away 1 7. So we cannot do that at the moment. Why? Because the denominators are different. So we'll do the same as we did on this side. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. And let's write the 7s. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. Now look at that there. We're going to have to keep going. So 36, 42. Now I happen to know that 42 is a multiple of 7. 6 times 7 is 42. So 42 is the new denominator. So let's write that out. Now, what did I do to 6 to make it into 42? I times it by 7. So 3 times 7 is 21. What did I do to 7 to make it into 42? I times it by 6. So 1 times 6 is 42. So it's 21 subtract 6. So the answer is 15. Okay, 21 take away 6 is 15. 15 42s, you cannot simplify that any further. 15 and 4, actually, yes you can. Yes you can, because both of them are multiples of 3. So 15 divided by 3 is 5. Now 42 divided by what? Let me just work this out. 30, 33, 36, 39, 42. 3 times 14 times 3 is 42. So 42 divided by 3 is 14. So that's 5/14. Let me just double check that. 30, 33, 36, 39, 42, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 5/14. Now, 15/42 is correct, and so is 5/14. Okay, something equals 635 at 427. Press pause while you work that out. Okay, 635, 427. 5 add 7 is 12. Carry the 1. 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 6 add 4 is 1,000. Sorry, is 10. So it's 1,062. This is an example of where it's literally a simple addition. It's just the answer comes first, which you can do. Now we've got 35,267. You need to round it to the nearest 10, round it to the nearest 100, and round it to the nearest 1,000. So, to the nearest 10, what we do is we look at the tens column, which has got a 6 in it, and we go right, and that's a 7. So that means we round up. So the 6 becomes a 7. So it's 35,270. Now we need to round to the nearest 100. So we've got, if we're rounding to the nearest 100, we've got a 2 in the hundreds column. So we look right and it's a 6. That means we're going to round up. So it's going to be 35,300. Okay, now to the nearest 1,000. So we have a 5 in the thousands column and a 2 in the hundreds column. So that means we just stay at 5. So it's 35,000. Let's just double check that. So when it was to the nearest 10, we rounded up. When it was to the nearest 100, we rounded up. And when it was to the nearest 1,000, we rounded down. Okay, that's the end of this video. Thank you for watching. If you are struggling with one, please let me know. Go back and check first and then let me know if you are getting a different answer. And thank you.